What's it like being a female expat living in Asia? What's the true story about medication, particularly when it comes to needing a prescription? And what is the deal with marijuana and kratom in Thailand? Well, if those questions or anything about the expatriate experience are of interest to you, it is great to have you with me. My name is Wendy, and for more than 3 decades, I've lived and worked in 5 different countries in Asia, and I still live and work in Asia. For the last 12 years, I've lived in Thailand. And today I want to talk about that topic because recently I've had a few inquiries from some of my viewers who have particular medical needs, who've asked me if it's difficult to get these drugs. And some people just asking, can you get certain drugs over the counter without a doctor's prescription? There have also been some questions about the whole weed thing because, as you know, in Thailand, or maybe you don't know, cannabis has been decriminalized. So let's talk about that today. And this is the reason I'm sitting in my car, because I'm actually going to take you to a couple of shops. The first one being a pharmacy, just a regular pharmacy that you'd see in most places in Thailand. We're going to look at what that looks like. What is the role of a pharmacist as opposed to a doctor in Thailand? And then we're going to go and explore a cannabis shop and have a little chat to the lady about what's the best seller. And you never know, I might even buy something for myself. So stick around and we'll find out more. One of the frequently asked questions by people interested in the expatriate lifestyle is, if I have a prescription from my doctor at home, will I be able to get it filled at the pharmacy in my new country? And the chances are yes. If you've got a prescription from your home doctor, if the medication is laid out, even if it has a different name in your new country, you will be able to get your script filled. I can't tell you if there's going to be a difference in price. It depends on the medication, but most of the time that's perfectly fine. I also get lots of questions about buying drugs over the counter that you can't buy over the counter in the home country, things like tramadol or diazepam. And the truth is, in Vietnam, in Thailand, and in other countries, a bit of a blind eye is turned so long as you're not buying too much and it looks like you're making methamphetamine in your bedroom. Now, you'll notice here a lot of people consulting pharmacists who are all educated in English, and they treat pharmacists here a bit like clinics. So the pharmacist is able to hand out medications and even diagnose a whole lot of conditions without going to the doctor. In June of 2022, the Thai government decriminalized cannabis and cannabis products, along with kratom and kratom products. And this included things like jellies and anything else that was related to the materials of cannabis use. And so what happened was, on every street corner in the country, a weed shop popped up. In fact, you could buy fully grown marijuana trees overnight, which I found quite extraordinary. But since that time, the Thai government has rolled a few things back. And now, in order to buy cannabis, technically speaking, you need to have a doctor's certificate, which is similar to what it would be in somewhere like California. There are ways for companies to get around that. Most companies have survived, but a few went to the wall, because the other thing that happened was the absolute proliferation of weed stores. I mean, literally every second place was selling dope. Even all the old aunties would sell you a curry and a joint or two. But a few of those did go to the wall. Some have survived. And so now we're going to go and have a look inside a weed shop that sells all sorts of things legally. And I'll show you outside how they've gotten around the law. After the genie was out of the bottle and everybody was buying their cannabis everywhere they can, then the Thai government realized that there may be place for some checks and balances. So they realized that the best way to do this would be to get people to get a doctor's certificate to show that they needed medical marijuana. And lo and behold, a lot of cannabis shops found themselves parked right next to a place which very conveniently hands out prescriptions for anybody requiring medical marijuana or kratom. And that's the case with the shop that we're going to go and have a look in here, which I find incredibly convenient, and I'm sure you do too. Now, full disclosure before we go into the shop, I have never really been a relaxy, weedy, chill kind of a girl. I'm a little bit too hyper for that, but let me see if I can talk us through this. Kratom I know a little bit about, and here you can see it in pill form, in liquid and in powder. Kratom has been used throughout Southeast Asia by farmers and other folk for many, many years. This shop has everything you ever needed. If you are one of these people who loves this kind of stuff, you would be in heaven here. Every kind of bong you could wish for, every bud and head that was ever available, everything, and including some stuff that's kind of tucked away under the counter. Over in this corner, I found some booze actually that has been infused with all of the weed that you ever need, as well as what I can only imagine are kind of like tailings and the leftover bits for very cheap. And on this side over here, in just a minute, you will see next to the fruit which was for sale is this stuff which is called Thai stick, which I guess is a local version and must be a little bit light on because it was certainly quite a lot cheaper and being mass produced inside the shop as well. Over on this side, there's all of the bits that you might need to make your joints with, as well as plenty of bud and filters and all that kind of stuff. And this is also some sort of cheaper stuff. This again is, I think, what they call Thai stick. And if you know anything about dope, maybe this means something to you, but I'm just not very good at this kind of thing. The only thing I really kind of like are the gummies on occasion, which you'll see later on in the clip. I sort of felt guilty about filming in her store, so I bought something. But anyway, so I started to ask some questions of the lady about whether or not these gummies were from overseas or locally produced, and she told me that they were both. The overseas stuff is obviously more expensive, keeping in mind that this is all legal, and also the gummies and the other stuff do not require a doctor's certificate. All of this is bud, and it's around about here I got curious as to which were the most popular things. What is the best selling, the most popular one? These ones are popular. Why? Just good. And how much is it? Here.
250 a gram.
250 a gram. Okay.
Because this one good mood, good feeling, and good taste.
And good taste as well. And you make the
roll.
The roll, or you have to make, or you can take home.
You can if you want rolling, I can roll.
Oh, if you want rolling, you can, but also can take home. Is that right? Okay. The young lady was so helpful and I felt so guilty because she was trying to get a sale. So I ended up buying some of these THC canna butter brownies, which I'm sure will come in handy at some point. So there it is, the answer to the question, do I need a prescription to buy prescription drugs in Thailand? And what is the deal with the cannabis and the kratom? I hope that clears things up for you. If you've got any comments or other questions you'd like to ask, feel free to drop those into the comment box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and feel free to share it with anybody who's interested in visiting Thailand or coming to live here or anywhere else in Asia. If you want to ask a question to a really long-term expat, I'm your girl. Have yourself a great day, and I hope to speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.